Hi.
Two Set Violin, another episode, welcome.
Today, sacrilegious violins to which we react. Let us begin. No.
That was the worst intro.
Okay, basically, for those of you that haven't seen us before, we're a pair of classical musicians. We play on classical violins, usually made out of high quality wood, shaped by an expert luthier. Old aged wood. I don't know what type of wood, but varnished and polished. But if you have seen our Bumblebee video, we all know that that guy played on a sacrilegious 24 karat 5-string violin viola electric thing. Well, today we found a variety of other sacrilegious violins made out of different materials. So let us begin. The first one is an ice violin.
Oh, yay.
It was about 20 years ago when I built my first ice musical instrument on top of a mountain, and I tightened the strings and I plucked on the wire.
Whoa,
That's impressive.
that is actually genuinely
It's
impressive.
hollow. And it's hollow.
We're getting sick just looking at it. It's so cold. So.
And it's hollow inside.
How do you carve?
I don't know. I'm really curious to see what it sounds like. But the strings, it's not made yet, right? Yeah, it's not tied up properly yet.
Plucked on the wires, and I heard the sound coming out from inside the instrument. And I was so excited by what I heard that I put on
I
my
wonder what
skis.
that does.
I skied all the way
Very
down to the
interesting.
Sound
village,
enhancers.
Yeah.
and I told them what had happened to me and how excited I was. They pretty much thought I was a kook.
Whoa. That was cool.
Yeah. That was a C, by the way.
Welcome to my dream.
That was all ice.
Wait a second. 2 seconds. Where's the electric guitar sounding thing coming from?
There's a guitar there.
I didn't play
It's
it.
not being played. Maybe it's a backing track.
But the marimba, the point I was going to make though is the marimba's out of tune.
Yeah.
And-
Because ice melts, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Probably because it's melting.
Yeah.
It sounds flat.
Yeah, it's flat.
The ice instrument is made of frozen water. We're made of melted water. And that physical connection opens the door for a spiritual connection.
Yeah, sure. Okay. It'll be very cold to play though.
Yeah.
You'll just,
You get frostbite.
yeah. It's just-
Iceberg.
yeah.
Like,
And for me, when I listen to an ice instrument, it just makes me happy.
okay, so the chin, it seems like they put like a cloth here.
They have to,
protect the
yeah.
neck and a jaw.
I'm impressed it makes a sound, but
It's being dangled from the ceiling, hey.
yeah, it is.
I wonder if it's heavy.
It must be.
Wow. It makes a sound, I'm impressed. But it sounds microphone.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say it seems like it's mic'd up.
So it could almost be just the same as an electric violin.
Yeah, where it's very muted and nasal. I was thinking that because where does the sound bounce off? Does it actually bounce off ice?
Yeah, ice
Inside-
doesn't
transmit sound.
Because with the violin, right, the wood acts as a sandbox. If you even just do this, right, can you hear how loud that is? That's because the bridge vibration is being amplified by the sandbox. If you just rubbed any wood, like the table, you don't hear
I don't
anything.
hear anything. Yeah,
I feel like if you did that to ice, it would just have no sound.
it'll just be.
To which case, I'd be curious to see what it sounds like not being mic'd up, basically.
Yeah, same.
It's one thing to build an ice instrument, it's another thing to maintain it and use it throughout time.
Yeah,
that's what I
well,
thought, hey.
I mean, it's gonna melt, right?
How do you maintain it?
What happens to summer? Do you send it to the north?
Keep it in a fridge.
The ice is always sublimating away into the atmosphere. Players get up next to the instruments. You got hot bodies next to cold instruments, and they're melting. And the audience walks in. suddenly the temperature rises because they're breathing. In that case, the strings on the stringed instruments begin to get softer, and the pitch goes down on stringed instruments. On the pipe instruments, for instance, the rolandophone, the tubes in the xylophone, and so on, those begin to go up.
Oh, so
yeah.
that's what we heard.
That's actually true even in an orchestra. The strings tend to go flatter as the concert goes on because body heat, whereas the wind pipe instruments go sharper. So the orchestra starts separating.
The longer it is, the harder it gets.
Yeah.
And that eventually led me to realizing that I need to build my own architecture that can ventilate the heat from the audience away from the orchestra.
Wow.
So this can only be performed in a freezing chamber.
Yeah.
Where the audience body heat has to be ventilated out like a fridge. Cool. Ice violin. Next one is a glass violin.
The melancholic sound of Ikuku Kawaii's violin has a somewhat crystal hardness to it, but this may not be surprising, as the sound comes from what is thought to be the world's first glass violin.
It sounds hard.
It sounds like glass.
Yeah, it really sounds like glass.
It's very like, there's no density to it. It's just clear sound,
Yeah.
hard sound.
Yeah.
Clear and hard.
And all but the strings and the pegs are made of reinforced glass.
Well, it's not technically glass because there's a wooden bridge.
Yeah.
Look at that.
What if they used the
Glass
bridge?
Would the sound even go through?
Probably would have no sound.
No.
She sounds good on it though. She's
But she
playing
did,
it
yeah,
well.
she can play it. So.
Yet so far, no one has tried to make one out of glass, not even in Venice.
I wonder why.
It's not like all those Guinness World Records. Like, wow, no one's ever broken this record of smashing the man to run through as many glass windows in 1 minute.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. Let's just
because
do it.
why? Like, no one wants to.
So, as they'd never heard of a glass violin, and incidentally,
I just realized, imagine you had this glass violin in a violin case and you knocked you took it on a bus and you
Shatter.
knocked it. It'd be even more like fragile than a wooden one.
Yeah, not good.
Not good. But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful work of art, I guess.
Design.
Yeah. Right now we have a 3D printed violin.
Technology. That fingerboard looks very, very short.
Oh yeah, what?
I think, is there something to do with the sound? If it's the distance is not enough for the string to resonate?
Yeah, the proportions of that violin looks very sacrilegious.
Yeah, the head, the top, this part looks very big. And you can see the fingerboard in the bridge, the distance, guys.
Yeah.
Right now it's kind of like from here to here. The fingerboard cuts off around here.
It's like the violin's forehead is just got a really big forehead. It's like Jimmy Neutron. This one sounds more plasticky.
Clangy as well.
Yeah. Also, sounds like there's a lot of reverb. So again, it's hard to say. All of these, they've added reverb, so it's hard to say what they actually sound like. Because, for example, play a bit on the violin, and then we'll like add a bunch of reverb onto it. Now, the reverb. Yeah, cool. I guess if you had a 3D printer though, it might be cheap.
I think so, yeah.
Accessible for...
For everyone to learn.
Yeah.
There you go.
Alright, and now we have an aluminium violin. Aluminum. Apparently it's aluminum.
Oh my god.
You know, it's not actually spelled aluminium.
It's aluminum.
It's Australians say it wrong.
Ah!
Wait a second. It's rusting on the inside. It's rusting.
Is that rusting?
I don't know, it looks like it. But it would rust, no? Aluminium. Does aluminium rust?
Don't know, get the practice period shirt. I mean, it's not my type of sound, to be honest.
Sounds too metallic.
Yeah, it's a bit sharp as well, like
Yeah.
in the ears, the sound quality.
It's just the wood one just sounds so much warmer.
Yeah,
It sounds more warm.
not so cold and heartless.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
But I'm sure a lot of heart was placed into making these violins. And so, I mean,
I think it's great people are trying to make things, but
we're all for innovation. But
yes,
as purebred,
Classical.
we're not that purebred.
Yeah, but-
because
but
we're doing
this-
YouTube.
yeah,
But
but as close to purebred classical
Classical
musicians,
musicians.
we love the organic sound of violin from wood, as it was designed since the early days.
yes.
And that's why everyone's using wood as well today.
What do you guys think of the Sacrilegious violins? Comment below, and we'll see you next time.